Hey, Ashley here, your riff rack girl. We've got Kenny Wayne Shepherd coming in the studio today. He's going to do a little interview for us and play a couple acoustic songs. Let's go inside and check it out.
101 WRIF, Kenny Wayne Shepherd in studio, along with Noah Hunt. Noah, you have been with Kenny for a long time.
17 years.
Wow. So what do you do when you're not singing with Kenny Wayne Shepherd?
Hang out with my daughter.
There you go. That's good news.
That's about it.
Kenny, welcome back to Detroit. You've been here many times.
Yeah.
And just recently with the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Yeah.
Which is quite the experience. How is it hanging out with all those other guitar players? Must be a blast.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, they got some really talented guitar players on that tour, and obviously, you know, we're paying tribute to probably the greatest guitar player of all time. And I mean, if you're a guitar player and you were going to be doing some kind of a tribute concert, there's no better catalog of music to choose from than Jimi Hendrix's. So it's pretty fun.
Was Hendrix the best?
I think so. I think, you know, consistently he's been voted the greatest guitar player of all time. So, you know, for various reasons, you know, I mean, he really pushed the envelope and made some sounds with the guitar that had never been made before.
It seems so different from your style, though.
Well, not really. I mean, you know, if you go and listen to Hendrix's music and then you listen to our music, you can hear an obvious influence. Hendrix
came from the blues, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he just took it into a whole new direction.
Yeah. I mean, but my two biggest influences on guitar are Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I think they're both, to me, you can hear the obvious influence in my playing.
And you've been recording since you were 16, playing way before that. How does that happen? How does a 16-year-old put out music?
To me, that's just all I've known. So, I mean, it doesn't seem unusual to me. Although now that, you know, I have kids and I'm looking at like my daughter who's 6.5 years old. I mean, I got my first real electric guitar at age 7 and started really learning how to play, and I look at her little hands, you know, and she picks up one of my guitars and I'm like, how did I do that, you know? So, you know, having the benefit of, you know, getting a little bit older and looking back now, I can see how some of it was probably a bit unusual. But for me, it's all I've ever known. So, I mean, I was just making music. I mean, I got on stage the first time when I was 13. I did my very first recordings when I was 14, put my band together at 15, and signed a record deal by the time I was 16. And that's just been my life. You know?
Was your guitar your constant companion?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was like, that was what I did for hours and hours and hours every day. And, you know, my friends were out doing whatever, you know, kids do. And I was in the house learning how to play the blues.
Harry Connick Jr. talks about how being raised in New Orleans really influenced him, how he would go to the bar at a young age. And growing up in Shreveport, did that influence you?
Well, certainly. I mean, living in Shreveport, New Orleans was like a 5-hour drive south. Austin, Texas is like a 5-hour drive southwest. Dallas, Texas is like 3 hours west. Memphis, Tennessee is 5 hours north, slightly northeast. And then Mississippi is our next door neighbor. So, I mean, literally, we were surrounded by, within a few hours drive, some of the greatest places in the country to hear and see live music. So, and which we did. We took trips all the time, my dad and I, and because my dad was in radio, right? And so, and that was another thing. I mean, every concert that came through town, I went to those concerts because my dad always had tickets and passes, and I got to meet all these people, and so I was surrounded by music, and it certainly had a huge impact, I think, on me and my life.
And that is what the new album is about, going home.
Yeah, well, that record, basically, the new album is about kind of coming full circle back to our roots, going back to the music of my heroes and the people that inspired me to play when I was a kid. And so we recorded a lot of songs by some of our biggest influences, and but I tried to find songs that I felt hadn't been worn out, you know, and recorded by a million people a million times already, so that the album would sound kind of fresh anyways, you know, to people. They would be hearing maybe some songs they had never heard before, but certainly these are not all of my influences, but it's a good dose of them, you know. So we did songs by Albert King King and B.B. King, Freddie King, Muddy Waters, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Bo Diddley, a good solid list of artists that have influenced me and the guys in the band as well.
And would you do a song for us now?
Yeah.
We'll do a Muddy Waters song called I Love the Life I Live.
Beautiful. 101 WRIF with Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Noah Hunt.
I see you watching me like a hawk. I don't mind the way you talk. But if you touch me, something's got to give. I live the life I love, and I love the life I live. So if you see me and you think I'm wrong, don't worry about me, just leave me alone. My sweet life ain't nothing but a thrill. I live the life I love, and I love the life I live. My diamond ring and my money too. Tomorrow night they could belong to you. The girls they move me at their will. I live the life I love, and I love the life I live. Come on. Time. 1 minute later, I can't cover your dime. Tomorrow night, I may be over the hill. I just want you to know, babe, the way I feel. You see me walking as I pass you by. Don't talk about me, 'cause I might be high. But please, forgive me if you will. I live the life I love, and I love the life I live. Yeah.
.101 WRIF. That was beautiful. I tell you, one of the biggest joys of my career is sitting this close to musicians like you and just being able to enjoy watching you play just up close and personal. Noah, has anybody told you that you have blue-eyed soul? Have you ever heard that expression?
I've heard the expression, yeah.
Yeah, well, you definitely have it. So much soul in your voice.
Thank you.
Kenny, is there a resurgence of the blues?
I think so. I mean, to me, blues has always been popular in my life, because I love it. And but you can look over the history of music and see, when there are surges of popularity and interest in the music. But the great thing about the blues is there's always this core fan base, because most people that become fans of blues music are like lifelong fans. And some of them are like pretty fanatical about it. So there's always this fan base that's there to support the genre. But there's definitely waves of like surges in popularity and interest in it. And I think we're certainly on an upswing right now. And it's good to be a part of that. I mean, we've been doing this now we're coming up on the 20-year anniversary of the release of my first album. And it's great to have been, had a career that's lasted this long, and so far, and to be a part of, the big surge that happened back in the mid, to late 90s, and then, watch it kind of ride that wave and then watch it come back again right now. I think people are generally, when people start kind of getting tired of pop music or, whatever the last big trend was, then they start searching for something else that has some real substance to it. And blues always has substance to it. And so, we end up finding new people coming to the shows.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd playing at Royal Oak Music Theater tonight. How many guitars do you own?
I have no idea. I have never sat around and counted them. At one point people would ask me that, and then I would say, well, probably about 50 or 60. But then I went to Louisiana and I opened up like this storage building that we have, and there were all these guitars that I had like forgotten about. Some of them were like still in their cases and never been opened and stuff like that. And so I'm like, so it's probably more than 100, but I literally have never sat around and counted them. Because I don't know, man. It's like, to me, I'm not a collector. Like, everything that I have serves a purpose. Even those guitars that haven't been opened, a bunch of those are my signature series Martin acoustic guitar that came out back in 2000, and I wanted to buy up a bunch of them, to have for myself. But all my guitars, all my equipment has a purpose, and I have everything that I've ever had from when I first started playing guitar. I've never sold anything, never given anything away. And
wow.
But it's not, it has a sentimental reason behind it, and it also serves an actual purpose. So, there's guys that collect, these pristine vintage guitars, and I found a lot of those guys, it's like they just have them to show off to their friends, But I bought, like, in 1990 something, when we were on the road with Van Halen, I went and bought like a pristine 1958 Stratocaster, and I mean, it was like in mint condition, and then I proceeded to play the crap out of it, and now it's like looks completely worn out, and I've just decided I'm not one of those guys that should be collecting those perfect looking vintage guitars.
You're one of those guys that opens the box. You're not supposed to open it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to sit on a shelf.
Yeah.
All right. How many cars do you own?
I think right now I have 12 cars.
There
which
you go.
Is a lot less than the guitars. So.
A lot less.
Yeah.
What's your favorite car?
I don't know, because what I do is I'll take these classic cars and then we'll tear them apart and put them back together and customize them. So it's like a creation.
Do you actually get in there and build the engines yourself?
No, I haven't built an engine myself, but I do design the end result of what the car is going to be, and I'm the one that chooses every component that goes into the car, and so it's my vision for sure. But there's certain things that I don't do. I mean, I haven't learned how to weld yet, and I have never painted a car, and body work is an art form, and painting and proper body work is an art form, and I haven't done that yet, but I certainly get my hands dirty. I get in there, I help disassemble the car. Like I said, I'm the guy that chooses every piece that's going to go into the puzzle to create the end result, and then I help put everything together within my capabilities.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Yeah, I know. Well, I love, dude, I'm telling you, I love Michigan, and in particular Detroit. Like, just being, I could just hang out here for days just to be in. This is the mecca for me of American car creation.
Wow, we love to have you.
And rock has never gone out of style here either.
That's right.
So we love
Thank you, Noah, for saying that. And we pride ourselves on that.
It's really true.
Yeah.
So another song for us?
Yeah, we're going to try one that we've never done acoustic before, because you guys have had us here several times.
Yeah, we don't want to play stuff that we've played before, and we've been here so many times.
Yeah, so we're going to do one that we've never done acoustic before. This is from the Trouble Is record, I think.
Yeah.
And but we want to do something different for you, so we're going to do a version of King's Highway, and we hope that it will.
We decided
cool.
this 5 minutes ago, so we'll see how it goes.
We'll take it. 101 WRIF, you're listening to Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Noah Hunt on the Riff.
Walking down the King's Highway, a paper bag in my hand. There's nothing else but the clothes I got on. I ain't looking back, I ain't looking back. I blame it on some midnight girl, the wicked spell she casts. She pulled me in with her liquid eyes. I ain't looking back, I ain't looking back, no. Oh, what a tangle web she weaves, yeah. I was losing my mind, yes I was, staring down just a matter of time. Whoa. Walking down the King's Highway, black cat crossing my path. I know that's her trying to make me stay. I ain't looking back, I ain't looking back, no. Oh, what a tangle, where she weaved here. I was losing my mind, yes I was. Staring down the barrel of a gun, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, the King's Highway, I ain't looking back. The King's Highway, I wanna travel that. I ain't looking back. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. If you want to see more of Kenny Wayne Shepherd, he'll be playing at the Royal Oak Music Theater tonight. Go to royaloakmusictheater.com for more information. Thanks. I'm Ashley.